Hi everyone, Natsumaya's here, back with another video. And in this video, I get this question a lot. I'm going to tell you why you should not get a job in private equity. So many people compete, and I work with a lot of mostly older folks, but there's sometimes younger entrepreneurs and I guess entrepreneurs as well that we talk to and then that are really ambitious. So a common question that we get is should I focus on building my own fund, or should I just work for an investment bank or a private equity firm? So here's my personal answer. My personal answer is only work for a private equity firm if you need to in order to start your own. I personally really am against people working for people for extended periods of time, especially if they're young. And my main reasons are that now more than ever, it has never been this easy, especially in the Western world, for somebody to start their own business. And I'm not sure how long this would last, but I think that there's a real big shift happening where people can just get their laptop and they can have deep experience about something and actually help people get results in a specific area and help them make it happen. So I definitely think that the way that the information has become so accessible to people, I definitely think that people should focus on creating their own businesses as soon as possible. And I'm not sure how long this availability will last for people to be able to do this. Maybe it will get even better. That's just my personal inclination, number one. Number two, when people are young, they usually are able to take bigger risks. When people are really old, often they have a huge reputation, they have many family members that they have to feed, and they can't really change their career path because they've built this consistency with what people think of them as, and they've built up a lot of ego and status around doing one thing, being a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever. But when somebody is just doing their first big deals and they don't have much track record, it's much easier to do something because you have nothing to lose. And generally speaking, it's usually easier for somebody to build something when they have nothing to lose compared to when somebody has everything to lose. You just look at Blockbuster versus Netflix. Blockbuster had so much to lose because they were making billions, and Netflix was a scrappy startup that was ready to experiment, but Blockbuster didn't take the risks that they needed to take because they weren't comfortable with it. And because they weren't comfortable with taking those risks and reinvesting in the future of the world and dismissing signals as noises and dismissing it, they lost. So for you, if you're somebody who you're about to do your big deals, maybe you may be 40, 35, 25 or whatever, but if you consider yourself young, or even 15, if you consider yourself young and you want to get into this, but you're not sure whether to work for somebody else or to start your own business, I'd say just work for people in a way that would get you to the point at which, if you choose to, you could start your own business easily. And the third thing I say is, from my experience, I worked for people for some time, and I realized that I wasn't really that into software. I got a software background, but I was more into business. So what I did is I worked for somebody, and then I learned like some things that I wouldn't have otherwise learned. It was blockchain at the time. And then I went deeply into it, and I found clients because I got mentored on how to attract clients for my blockchain investor thing or whatever. It was more of a consultancy. After getting some traction, I saw that there was an opportunity to work with a broker-dealer so that I could actually focus on helping broker-dealers raise money for their clients. And the only reason why I decided to do so is because I saw that legally, for me to run my own broker-dealer and the Raises.com companies, I needed to be licensed underneath another broker-dealer. So at the time, I happily worked for this broker-dealer, learned how to do some deals, and then as soon as it got to the point where I was able to go off on my own legally and through getting the knowledge and experience that was required, then I split off to launch my own broker-dealer. And so the same it may be applicable to you. It's like maybe you want to run your own law firm to acquire real estate as well, or maybe you want to even buy businesses, and maybe you want to be a financial analyst, and maybe you're debating, where should I work at a REIT, or I couldn't get into Goldman, and then I have to work at a small company, and then it sucks, and then your status may get a hit. No matter what it is, if you just focus on having a plan so that at the best case, you always win by having all the requirements that you need to run your own broker-dealer and getting not only the legal requirements, but then also the skill requirements, because it's a skilled work. And then finding the mentors in place that you can do it, especially in a time in your life when you have little risk, not really anything to lose, and to gain a lot of potential upside if you reduce all risk by knowing what to do. then you put yourself in a good position. So with this, if it's something that you want to do, make sure you watch this next video because we talk more about it. It's somewhere, or we put it somewhere on the screen. I don't know where the YouTube algorithm will put it on. So watch the next video. And if this is something that you like to do, make sure you just head to raises.com and make it happen.